and welcome at New Wave. Today we are working on a new project, a project for a sea dive center in Hanover. It's going to be a special L-shaped tank, which we need to assemble on site.
So let me guess, it will be an acrylic tank.
Not at all.
Oh.
It's going to be an inox. It will be made of inox, so we will get a polyester or epoxy coating on top of it, and just the front faces will be glassed with acrylic. So we will have two front visible sides according to this drawing. The reason why we're doing it like this is that we don't have a big enough SS with this kind of tank, so it will be made from two parts assembled on site. But I will show you more about this project in our workshop. The guys are already working on it. They are starting to coat the surface of the tank. So we have, this is the inox stand. Oh, this is Magic Majid. He's a jack of all trades. He's doing installation and also manicure.
Ja, but only for VIPs.
Warte noch ein bisschen, das ist nämlich ein 2K. Wo ist er? Da ist noch ein bisschen. Oh.
Flo, can you tell us something about the dimensions?
It's 360 by 3.2 meter. The height is about 950, so water level will be around 900 mil.
So more than 4,500 liters.
3 by 1, I will calculate it, and yeah, it's more or less, it's going to be a reef tank. And of course you're going to see that on our channel. So this is just a pre-production. Then you will follow us to the Sea Life Hanover, where we are going to install it on site. And after that we are going to see how it looks like after the guys have started the tank with as a coral reef. It's a steel frame, yeah, it's made from inox, from our friends from Clayfish. They built the frame. So this is already more or less done from the inside. We have put a fiberglass and a polyester painting on top of it. The reason why we didn't do it until just until here is that we have to weld it on site, and we of course also we are doing the panel installation, the glazing we will also do on site. And once this is done, we are going to install the filtration system. These guys are our dream team, especially on site. This is Albigator and Magic Majid.
Hi, my name is Majid from New Wave. Also they call me Magic Majid.
But why?
Because it's a surprise, you will see. What we are doing here is a special coating. I'm one of the specialists for waterproof. This tank, also this construction, is built with inox. So normally it's more than safe, but we always want to do the best, to give the best. So we make a second secure. This is our epoxy coating. We always try to work with epoxy.
Do you have an idea how heavy the tank will be? Because I think this construction have to handle a bit of weight.
Yes, I think later we are talking about maybe 5 or 6 tons.
Welcome to our other workshop. They are going to build the filtration filter sump for the same project. This is Dirkules, by the way. Dirkules is pre-cutting it and will weld this filter made from polyethylene. And after this we are going to cut the viewing panels. This is the material, 20 millimeter of polyethylene. It's also a plastic, a very soft one, which is normally used for filtration sump or for filter sumps for bigger tanks. Yeah. So this is going to be the panel for Hanover. So we are going to cut the two panels out of this 25 millimeter sheet. This size of 3x2 is the most common standard size than we can get from plexiglass. This is 25 millimeter thick, so but we can get it up to 8 by 3 meter and thickness up to 200 millimeters. So the size. So this is really not a small panel, but also not very big.
What is the thickest glass panel you have ever built with New Wave?
Once we get one from Nippura from Japan, it was 210 millimeter thick, but we just installed the window. By the way, there's also a very special tank we built for a show in the Netherlands last year. It's actually a resin back wall. So the back wall is made from wood with a resin coating. Like you know, the river tanks, not the river tanks, the river tables.
Yeah.
So this is a kind of a design that, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, it comes up after a couple of gin tonics. It was displayed last year at the Maze show in the Netherlands with a mechanical filtration on the top. So it was kind of a river tank. So
I think especially with that wood style, it's maybe better for freshwater, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a river freshwater tank, but this is just an example. This wood.
Can you build that in big?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
That was we have different kind. Yeah, we can do, for example, shark tooth in the resin, and there's a back wall or something like that. So whatever you want, whatever fits the concept. So if you are going to, I don't know. So you can put everything inside in the resin, but the difficult part is to connect the acrylic with a resin back wall. And the first thing that I did was just ordering some kind of wood. This is olive tree wood. I really like this idea, but we can do much more crazier stuff than this boring tree back wall or something. So if you have a crazy idea, just drop us an email and let me know. So we just do a bit of the edge processing that I told you. So that means we sand the edges and do a small chamfer on it, so that it's easier to do the sealing later on. So that it's a bit more smooth and that the surface is more grinded. We're just going to pre-install it, just checking the measurements and checking everything, because it's always important to double check instead of having troubles outside. So this is how it's going to be finally installed, more or less.
It's not
just
small.
for showing, just to showing you that you get a better picture of it. These tanks are going to be installed on the stands. Here now we are going to enter the backstage where we have the filtration system. The filtration system we are going to install here. It's going to be the big filter sump with a fiberglass platform so that the guys can work from the top of the aquarium. And as you can imagine, it's a very difficult tank to prepare a proper flow. That's why we need to ask Mr. Streaming Pump, Return Pump itself, Mr. Abyss Presley, to get a better idea of how he would recommend to make the flow into this kind of L-shaped tank. now we have the king of flow, Mr. Abyss. Alex Abyss Presley, the king of flow. We already talked about this tank, and it's a very challenging to get the right flow into the tank.
I'll give you a naive guess. Amazing tank. Haven't seen that before. So completely made out of stainless steel. So that's quite impressive. And it's going to be assembled in an L shape. So that makes it a bit complicated. So this will be the final setup. So this is where the visitors will go. This is all behind the scenes backstage area. We have 2 overflow boxes. So water will not be taken out separately, and we will have 2 return pumps. They both will return through both overflow boxes. So we now have to create a flow pattern that allows us to lift detritus from here and put it into the flow box over there, and have the detritus also transported up from this area into this overflow box. My idea would be to have a 50 mil line pushing in from the side to have both of those areas basically separated. So we're putting water volume in here, pointing down a little bit, maybe by 5 to 10 degrees, to create a flow on the bottom to lift up all the detritus. Then the water will come up here, and since the water will take the first output, the easiest way out, it will be this overflow box. So this water entering here will go to that overflow box. And the same we'll do on this side. So water will enter here, flow towards the bottom, dwell up here, and then leave through that overflow box. We're now standing basically in this L-shaped tank. So the water input for this compartment will be right here. So we'll have the pipe going down here, maybe 10, 15 centimeters down, pointing down diagonally towards the bottom of the tank. It depends a little bit on whether it's going to be gravel or sand, or that has to be taken into consideration. We're pushing down here, water will dwell up and it will pick up all the detritus and then dwell up and then leave through that overflow box. So this is the main current that's just being generated by the return pump. So there will be additional flow pumps in this tank as well. And the idea is that we will break this flow pattern into another flow pattern. So there will most likely be another flow pump placed over here. So if that comes up to full speed, it will deliver more water than the return pump will be able to do. So we'll basically reverse the way that the water flows. So that will be a nice impression, and we won't have any dead spots in the tank. But the main current, even though if all the flow pumps will be off, the main current will already take care of most of the detritus being taken out.
So guys, whenever you are in need of some crazy good streaming return pumps, flow pumps, look out for Abyss, look out for Alex, and check out their new YouTube channel. I really don't have any idea of how they are going to escape this tank, but I know for sure that it's going to be a tropical reef tank. But if this would be my tank, I can really imagine to have it in my basement, like a chill out area in front of it.
Yeah, with a couch, something like
definitely, definitely. And yeah, I would really escape it as a proper reef tank. I really like to not mixing the different oceans, like Indian Ocean mixed with Red Sea or Caribbean. I can really imagine to have something
like a biotop aquarium.
Yeah, definitely.
So if someone is going to order a tank by New Wave, you have the connections for artificial corals, for living corals, for everything.
Yeah, of course. So we are supplying a key solution as a plug and play if you want. So we are connected to all the suppliers of living corals, live fish, artificial corals, whatever you want, fake backgrounds, seawater, freshwater, river tanks. Just let us know. If you're interested to see something like that, if you are picking up corals or also visiting some other companies like our friends from Pangea, who are doing all this crazy artificial rock work for public zoos and aquariums, let us know, subscribe in the comments, and keep cool.